Now, I want to bring it back to the very beginning of Raw now. We started off with John Cena coming out, Paul Heyman comes out, then Cesaro comes out. Cesaro talks about the fact that, yeah, he's not a Heyman guy, but he's not going to let his good old buddy Heyman be abused in such a manner. So we got an awesome freaking match. How awesome was that match between Cesaro and Cena?
It was excellent. I mean, I think we kind of talked about while we were watching is just that you can sort of tell when they're gonna work a match that's a little bit different than what you typically see on Raw. I mean, first of all, they gave this match like a half an hour, 2 commercial breaks, or maybe 3. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
So they really gave this time so that these guys knew they could kind of really work a solid match. And I really enjoyed it just for the sheer fact that we saw moves we don't typically see on Raw. You see a lot of wrestlers just kind of, do their kicks, punches, and then they have their, signature setup moves, and then it's finisher done. So I really appreciated that a Raw match, we kind of really got a different flavor, a different type of match than we normally see.
Yeah, and if they follow through with it, I feel like this is exactly what Cesaro needed to kind of get out of that funk he's been in since WrestleMania. Because if you remember, when John Cena and Cesaro had that match a long time ago, that's kind of what got Cesaro's momentum going, and this could potentially be the second coming of that.
Exactly, and even before the match, we got to see a little bit more personality out of Cesaro. So the reason or the motivation, I guess you could say, John Cena got to perform more moves was why, Keith?
Well, first of all, by the way, when I found out that those shoes were actually sold at Kmart, mind blown. What was the question again?
They don't have them in adult size though, so your dreams are crushed.
No. Does that mean John Cena has really tiny feet?
Maybe.
You know what they say.
No, seriously, what was the question? I totally forgot it at this point.
No, I'll just say it. Whatever. No, basically, just the reason that this match happened the way it did was because sort of Cesaro was mocking the fact that Cena's not a good wrestler, even though, he's a couple times world champion, multi-millionaire professional wrestler. So he got that motivation. Do you think that Cesaro overall came out better in this match based on not just the match, but, also the promo beforehand?
Honestly, I think the promo wasn't good, and maybe I'm kind of alone there, but like he was just kind of going right for the cheap shots, and I felt like you're only doing yourself a disservice by saying he can't wrestle and then you go out there and lose to him. So that's, I don't know, but like I didn't think he took some cheap shots, but I just don't think it came out strong. It just kind of was cheap heat, maybe.
I think the promo was fine, but he also just came hot off the heels of Paul Heyman doing Paul Heyman, so it kind of probably made it seem a lot worse than it actually was.
No, I think I'll agree with Ryan, because all the stuff he said, we could all get a mic, say that exact same thing, and it would get that reaction. Why? Because it's the cheap heat. You're going for the tender area. But I think that we didn't get... Wow, you guys were 5.
I'm not even saying that in a perverted way. That was just weird, the way you said that.
Well, it was so.
Yeah, you're the one that thought it was perverted. How old are you, son?
Fine, leave me alone. No, but the fact of the matter is, it's like Paige, Cesaro still doesn't have a character. When he talks, it seems a little weird. Like, I don't know if it's like forced or something, but it's a very bad situation because I really want him to do well. However, the last thing I want to bring up, and I want to know just like if this upset you as much as it did me, once again, going back to the very beginning of the show, dirt sheets. What did they report? Oh, Cesaro can't do the Cesaro swing because it gets him over, so he's banned from doing the move. A week later, he does the move against John Cena. But what's up with that? What's up with that?
It was really funny, though, because he was about to do the swing, and then John Cena countered it into, and I quote, a Hurricane Rana that made it look like he almost broke his neck. And then they kind of teased it, so maybe that was kind of for the smart wrestling fan, like, oh, I guess he can't do the swing anymore, and he countered it, and then he ended up doing the swing, so... lol, dirt sheets.
Not to mention the other report of, John Cena gave the World Heavyweight Championship to Ric Flair, thus it is retired. Yeah, That was a nice one. That was actually, for once, I didn't bite on that dirt sheet. That was one of the times where I was like, you know what? I don't think that's true, and I was happy to be right about that. What?
Can I ask you a question? What does a dirt sheet taste like if you bite on it?
I don't have an answer for you right now.
There are so many things that sadly came to my mind that I just won't say. No, but at least for me, I'm gonna either ask you guys this or at least propose something. Aside from the weekly filler here, I've sort of taken upon myself to like not read the dirt sheets for a week. I ain't gonna lie. It's been fine. I've been doing great. I'm still alive. You know, the only reason I went was to check the Spike TV stuff because I'm gonna bring it up in the podcast.
I don't think you need the dirt sheets anymore. All of the big news is just being broken by WWE itself on their social media things. Like, WWE broke the fact they signed Kenta. They broke the fact they signed Kevin Steen. All of that stuff. You're just getting it directly from the source. You're cutting out the middleman.
No, my show is useless.
By Kevin Steen, I think you mean Prince Devitt. The Kevin Steen thing is rumored but not confirmed. By the way, the reason we don't really talk about these guys yet is because, I mean, aside from Kenta, we don't really have that much exposure, but we'll certainly do that, bring it up on another time.
So at least with the weekly filler, you know, ever since that whole AJ Lee pregnancy thing came out and I got that super wrong for the show, I've been making more of an effort to sort of pick more factual based stories. Of course, I'm still going to have some speculative ones, but I think I'm going to do a better job of emphasizing when there's speculation because dirt sheets have been especially wrong recently. So, you know, most of the time, you know, DVD news and things like that, things that are kind of nice, cold, hard facts, I might try and, you know, stray more towards that because things have been a little crazy lately.
Yeah, so but to end this segment, I actually want to ask everybody listening, how often do you guys browse the dirt sheets? I actually want to know because, I mean, considering they're doing all of these outrageous stories, I'm wondering, like, are less people going to the dirt sheets, so they're trying to do more, you know, so much speculation that somebody has to click, or is it just always like that? You know, I have no idea, so I would like to know.